Start again. Right, recording now. So welcome back, everyone. It's going to be game 3 of the King of the Hill SCA tournament tonight. It's going to be Glade, Moonglade, aka KashiMashi, playing his Terran Smurf account versus Az here. Both of these guys are undefeated at the moment. Glade was like 10-0 on the first night. Az is like 10-0 on the second night. So we have to see who's going to win this one. And I'm joined here by Pinder today. How are you, mate?
Yo, very good. Very good.
TVP. This is personally my favorite matchup to watch of all. Just because it's so dynamic, eh?
Oh yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what kind of builds they go for, because there's a bit of trickery that can happen with these cliffs on Lost Temple if the Terran's feeling like that. But I think we'll see KashiMashi / Glade go for just Marauder, Marine, that kind of play, quickly into medevacs off one base and then expand off that.
Yeah. I do know a few Terrans, including yourself, recently have been experimenting with the one-gate expand build that's been really, really popular on the US server. According to my mates over there.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a really strong build, and I was actually, I've actually made a guide for that, a video guide, but I haven't uploaded it yet, so look out for that when I do upload it.
Yeah.
But, I actually think Az is going to play more safe. From what I've seen of him, he really, like, whilst he is a really strong macro-based player, and he was a really strong macro player from Brood War, he really does do these heavy one-base builds to start off with and then slowly take expansions that way. I'm not sure whether or not that's because he likes to be overly safe and feels like he can win in the late game, so he just wants to get there as much as possible, or whether or not, he just feels more comfortable on one base.
Yeah, for God's sake. If anyone's not lagging, it's not my end. I'm sorry, guys. Just refresh the stream. Ustream is being a pain in the ass today. I am moving over to owned.tv as soon as they implement chat, which I am told is coming in the next week or so. But anyway. So, really, we got standard stuff coming from both guys. Sorry to interrupt you there, Pinder. But
No, not at all, mate.
Yeah. It's kind of
you're right. Completely standard from both players. I expect Az to throw down this assimilator. Wow, actually, he's going for 15 assimilator. So, yeah, there we go, 15 assimilator. He must have gone 13 gate 15 assimilator, I think. Either that or that's just a mistake. But, yeah, same with KashiMashi. 12 racks, 13 refinery, all pretty normal stuff.
Yeah. It's the early game that always gets frustrating when you're casting it, because you, like, I've talked about these players like 50 times over the last week between Storm and King of the Hill, and I'm like, But, yeah. Although me and Paz did a good job of it on Storm night, we just went over everything 30 times.
So we've got Az now throwing up his Cybernex core. Pretty normal timings. Kashi going straight for the Tech Lab after one Marine. Everything's pretty much pure standard so far. No trickery going on whatsoever. Az throwing down, this is the first kind of thing you notice. Az throwing down a second assimilator. That means he's not going for the one-gate expand build. He's going to be going for some sort of either robotics, 4 warp gate, or 3 warp gate expand, or even something like, Void Rays or something crazy like that.
And
but
Glade,
I think what we'll see out of him is one-gate robo into expand.
Just something I noticed here, Glade taking this game extremely seriously here, I think, because he just scouted every little corner of Az's base with that SCV. Like, normally you just
playing...
yeah.
Sorry.
Normally you just see him run around the main nexus here going, yeah, but I think he knows that Az is smarter than that, so he has to check everywhere.
Yeah, I think the main thing is when it gets to this kind of level, you really want to spot for the number of pylons. So I think that's really important to make sure that there's no pylon missing, there's no pylon anywhere hidden around the map.
Yeah.
And all that kind of thing. As long as you see those 2 pylons, though, I don't think there's really necessary reason to run around. But Az is known to be kind of, as I said, he's a really strong macro player, but he's also known to be really tricky and do all sorts of crazy, cheesy play when he needs to.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying he does that too often now, though, so people expect it all the time.
Yeah, you're right. But here we go. We see KashiMashi going for a one-gate expand build, throwing down the command center right now off just, 3 Marauders and a Marine. He's going to do this, like, very typical pressure with 1 Marine, 2 Marauders, and push up.
It's important he does that, though.
Ooh, what's interesting is that, Az, I didn't notice this before, actually skipped the first Zealot, so...
That's going to be dangerous for him.
He does have the Sentry to force field himself in, but he can push up and force a... Glade can push up and actually force him to waste the force field, but it doesn't look like he's going to. I think he's just going to be content with pushing up, taking the Watchtower, and pushing back. Just that kind of feigning aggression. As Nirvana lags a little bit there.
That'll be an alt tab, because he doesn't like playing in windowed full screen. But yeah, like I was saying, it's really important that Terran do sometimes push in like this, because some Protoss are like, yeah, I'll just tech with 1 or 2 sentries, and it just bites
And
them in the ass when they do that.
I
So
actually have to eat my words here. As is fast expanded, but like it's pure mistake. It's purely wrong to get that second assimilator. If you look, he has 400 gas banked right now. There's no reason for that whatsoever, and he's throwing up a bunch of gateways now. So he's actually not doing the build optimally. But I apologize for getting his build wrong. He has one gate expanded.
yeah, I don't know. Unless he plans on just dumping a whole heap of sentries, maybe. But I don't think it's going to be that effective. All you really need is 2 to 3 sentries for this early game, mid game, to
Yeah, and
force
as
field
well,
behind him. That's all you
as
really
well as
need.
that, I find Zealots a lot more effective against fighting Marauder Marine, and you really need the sentries for stuff like Guardian Shield and Force Field, and you don't need 400 extra gas worth of 300 extra gas that he's probably got from that simulator worth of sentries. So
Yeah. Looks like we got 3 racks in a factory coming in here for Glade. So it looks like you were right with those dropships coming pretty quickly. His expansion is up now, though. If we have a quick look, pretty even in the worker count. 26 to 31, as is currently ahead thanks to Chrono Boost. But that's pretty much evened out with those mules. Probably Glade is going to be ahead here at the moment.
yeah, I'd say. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely going to be ahead. And as pumping down 2 more assimilators, so he's feeling pretty safe here, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely going to progress through, and it's going to go on to the mid game for sure. As really getting a lot of sentries early, which is quite interesting. It's something you might see a bit more in PvZ more than PvT, but yeah, there we go. I think he'll be very safe behind that wall of sentries. Literally any aggression, he can wall himself in using the sentries. But he's getting that observer out nice and early, so he's going to get his first look. He's kind of been in the dark for so long. If we go to his view, he actually has no idea that Glade is early expanded, except for the kind of metagame idea that when you do that 1 Marine, 2 Marauder push, it's almost a given that the Terran's going to expand off that. And if he was going to 3 racks pressure, he would have done it by now. So as you can see, Az knows that. He's happy to move out of his base and push towards the middle of the map. But even then, I feel like that's almost a mistake, because this is right about the time that Banshee Sword drops could be coming.
Yeah, I do that mistake all the time. I'm like, sweet, I've got map control. I'm going to put an arc of units around this Zelnaga tower in case he comes in from the front. And no, every time I do that, a drop happens, and I'm like, no chance going to get back to my base in time. But it looks like Glade has got a nice spot. Oh, close. That's an almost perfect position for that missile turret there. The observer does make it in anyway. So he's not going to be able to see when Glade's army moves out, which is really smart by Glade here. That's one of the main reasons you have an observer over there. Is like, yes, you can see what they've got, but the main point is to see when they push out or when they put their units in their dropships, things like that. And that's just going to completely shut down that kind of intel here from Az. So we do have Immortals coming out. There is no Robotics Bay. There is a Templar Archives there, though.
Templar Archives coming up, so he's actually choosing to skip, which works out really well for him, because KashiMashi has gone for this early starport rather than that, more heavy barracks play after expanding. And that lends itself to countering Colossus a lot better than the heavy barracks play. So really good effort by Az here to read KashiMashi correctly. He's probably played with him a couple of times himself as well. And
a drop at the back. Oh, maybe. He's thinking about it.
See, Az has units ready for it at the back, but they're actually not in the right spot, which is almost unlucky. Like, you can't predict exactly where it's going to go in.
Yeah.
But the spectator's joking that 4 Marauders are going to get in, so it's bye-bye Nexus. The scan goes down on Az's base. Really smart move by KashiMashi. I don't think enough Terrans do this. Drop on the outskirts of the base and then run in. Stalker's coming over to fight, but these Marauders can actually take these Stalkers very easily, as you can see right now. Stimming up and just murdering them.
God, nerf Marauders, man. Holy crap. That's why you need Zealots at the front.
The medevac might go out.
Oh, he's going to get him. Wow.
That sentry is too slow.
That was so worth it. Yeah, I really would have preferred, if that Templar Archives was done, it'd have just one Templar sitting at the back of the base somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. That's like one of the basic things for defending both a drop and for defending Banshee play. Like, a Templar in the back for feedback is infinitely valuable. But yeah, KashiMashi really showing the power of the medevac dropship combo. He got out of there with, literally, his only loss was energy on the medevac and health on the medevac, which does not matter at all. But I should stop talking about that. He's actually going to push in right now. This is a really good timing. He has no storm ready.
Oh, he's got all the sentries! All the sentries have gone!
Devastation. This isn't even going to be close. This is just going to be...
Wow.
Try to punch a pregnant woman. Like, this is disgusting. That wasn't even close. I think...
Yeah, that wouldn't have made a difference. That
as
wouldn't have
saying
made a
that someone
difference.
was Eddie's door, I don't think it would have mattered. Like, you can't force field him out of your base. He has like 6 medevacs. That was all over. That was just perfect timing by Az. Perfect drop.
Yeah.
Really well played overall.
Nicely done.